definitely a bigger
I
battle.
would
Well,
We're
agree.
but
not
but
even
Geechee is
debating that.
also the 3-time Cody though. You see what I'm
Yes,
saying?
But
nobody
that's
else
not
can
why
do
that's
that.
not what I'm judging it off of. If I was to battle Lux, that
Or
battle
Surf.
is bigger than me battling Coffee, and Lux is
Mhm.
not a Cody ever.
Fact.
I don't know. I just don't like that a win over a
But T
male
Top's
is
also not
weighted
Geechee
heavier.
or Lux or Surf.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? T Top
Wait,
not
say
them
that
either.
again, Greedy.
I said
Okay,
T
but
Top's
okay.
also not Geechee or Lux or
Damn,
Surf.
y'all keep
But
y'all
I'm
acting like she only has one
that's
battle.
my point I'm trying to make. Like, you're saying that men shouldn't be uh automatically over the women, but I feel like it varies, and I think T Top is over Vixen.
I agree.
I
I
I'm not.
disagree.
disagree. I
I'm not
disagree.
debating that at all.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I
But I
disagree.
think
I
what
feel
they
like
trying
it's a
to say
double
is
edged
this though.
sword
I
because
think what they trying to say is like we talking about specific woman of the year, champion of the year. You know what I'm saying? So of course certain male battles is gonna be bigger battles because the dudes is that you know what I mean? Like if you just gonna use that for
They're
an
bigger
example, it's gonna be
overall.
it's like they bigger overall. You know what I'm saying? So battling drugs is still gonna be bigger than battling KCJ then in that point. You dig what I'm saying?
No, I don't
But
agree.
that's
I don't agree with
crazy.
that. I don't agree
No,
with that.
that's
if we talking
crazy.
skill wise, if we talking
No, I'm
total
not
skill
talking
wise in
skill
the grand
wise.
scheme of
I'm not
things, you got
talking.
to think
I'm not
Drugs got
talking
a
skill wise
a
because that's
bigger resume
subjective.
though. But I'm saying he got such a bigger resume, so he's more battle tested than KCJ. So like on paper, me battling Drugs is a tougher opponent than for a man than battling Casey.
So
That's a
now, so you're
fact.
talking
But I
about if
think
you
Jazz's
were to
female, she
battle. You're
might be
talking
a
about if
bigger
you were
draw than
to battle
Drugs.
Drugs.
So yeah, if me battling Drugs is bigger than battling Casey, then how is it not bigger for a female battling Drugs than battling
Because
Casey?
the females are judged differently. We don't have as many battles as y'all. We just don't. Y'all are gonna be battling a guy can set up a year and battle 15 people easily. Now, a female can do that too, but it's gonna be very, very rare. Like C3 just had 16 battles. But if you're
But that's
saying
going back to my point of what they trying to say. They saying so since it's less of y'all and that thing that means y'all are held in higher regard when y'all battling each other. Like so when Casey battles Vixen, that's for the like that's a big ass battle for female battle rap. That's bigger
mhm.
than anything else that they, you know what I'm saying, probably did that
But in
year. Though
reality, it's at the bottom of the
in
card on
reality, that's
volume.
looking like nothing though when it's time for the woman of the year. But really, that's like y'all Lux and Mook at that time. You know what I'm saying? That's two big name girls going head to head. Like that should be bigger than a nigga that's battling her who might even take one of the girls light because they don't really like take it serious. You
I
feel what I'm
think
Now
saying?
I get what y'all
I
No,
saying
honestly feel like it depends on the
on
guy
the
and the girl
person.
that you're comparing because like you're saying, okay, if like if they be like, oh, if Jazz beats Geechi Gotti, then wooty wooty whoop, she's this, right? I think it goes the other way too, since you're bringing it the other way. Like if you lose, Gotti, if you lose to I don't know, Real Deal, right? And I'm sorry, no, if you beat Real Deal but you lose to me, people gonna take you losing to me stronger than you beating Real Deal because the
that's a
women
fact.
and the men are judged differently. It's just a different type of ranking.
I disagree because motherfucker got 40 beating surfing like that on she not higher than surfing. Nobody eyes in here.
I didn't say that's gonna make you oh I didn't say it's gonna make the girl over the guy. I'm talking about as far as comparing, like if we talking about the wimpy and that's how it started.
But I'm
I
saying it
said
should be though. If 40 beat surf, everybody should say 40's better than surf. Nobody's saying that.
I think she's
no,
talking
no,
about like
no, no. That's not how it works. That's not how this works. Even with a guy versus a guy, just because you beat a guy, that doesn't. People are not now saying this person's better. They're just saying, yo, he beat him.
I
That's
think
a
she's
fact.
talking about how much the panel will probably weigh Geechee and the culture. I don't
It's
think
the
Yeah,
she's
same
Yeah,
so
talking
thing with
about
if
the
Forty beat
overall.
Battles is
Surf,
what
but
she meant.
people talk about
yeah.
40 beating Surf more than they talk about Surf losing a Lux.
But 40 beat surf, she didn't win the woman of the year that year. But my thing is like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying as far as like that's what we saying. Like it should still mean more when two top girls go head to head because that's what it is right there. Like it should mean more. That's what they saying. I'm feeling like they feel like why don't it
I get
mean
what you're
more
Yeah,
if
saying,
two
bro.
top
especially
girls is
when
going
it's in
head
the
to head,
scope.
like you know what I mean? Instead of like looking at like of course in battle rap it's not we not trying to break it down between men and women because it's skill wise. So if a nigga but it's basically is but that award specifically is broken down to who's the best woman that year. So if she's
hmm
beating other top women, that's what they saying. Like because a woman haven't won champion of the year, you know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with that though. I think that's exactly what the boss what the boss was saying, but I don't agree with that. Cause now let's take an example, right? Let's say Hustle do get Rock and Hitman this year, right? And let's say, I don't know, me versus Vixen. I'll put myself in there. Me versus Vixen. Are y'all really saying that me versus Vixen is bigger than Hustle versus Rock or Hustle versus Hitman though?
Oh hell
No.
Right. No, I agree. No, I wasn't
That's
saying
why I
that.
said it depends on
I
the
think
guy.
no, but I think
Right, but
like
that's
All
what
right,
I'm
what you're
saying,
hold
Jazz.
on. I
It
got
depends on the
hold
guy.
on,
T
hold on.
Top not a high guy.
Hold up.
Right, but
What you're
and
I got
saying
a
though
that's
question.
is
where
an
we disagree then.
extreme. Because not only do I think it's case by case, but what you're saying is like a super duper extreme version. I
Every
don't think.
Well, what
example that
I
about
don't
but
think.
Hustle
Hold on,
versus
hold
every
on.
example
Vixen?
that you be
I don't
give,
think
you
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 keep saying
compare. I don't
every
think you
example
can
greedy.
compare Hustle and Hitman or
Greedy. Every
Hustle
example
and
that
Rock
we
on a
give,
major
you're
card.
saying greedy. Every example that
What
we
ex-
give, you keep saying this is extreme. No, this
right.
is what we
what
talk about.
example
We
did I
talk
call
about
extreme other than that?
I brought up me and Gotti, and then I brought up Serving Lux. Like I'm saying, it depends. Like
So no.
if
So
you
what if
But
you
that's what
battle?
I'm.
What if you battle? Let's say you battle Saga and Loso, and you went against that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like those was the
mm-hmm,
two dudes that you battle. Hustle battle Saga and Loso this year, and
mm-hmm.
then that goes
And
against E
then
Heart
Jazz battle
and
Vixen.
Jazz battles Vixen
Right.
and Coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are bigger battles in
those count
general.
Right.
because those girls are bigger than Loso and
But I don't think
Saga.
so. I don't think
Yeah,
they're
and
bigger
that's the
than
thing. I feel like
Loso.
I
we all
Loso's a pretty
Yeah,
big
yeah.
I
name.
do.
nah. Right
Can I
now,
ask you a
Loso is
question,
bigger.
Jazz?
Right now,
Vixen is
Coffee is
And I
bigger
Do
than
think
you hold the
Vixen
Loso.
was
same
bigger
weight?
than
bigger
T
than
Top
Loso.
when that happened. I think
And
Vixen bigger
Loso,
than T Top.
Loso cleared
Do you
Vixen.
hold the same weight towards the wins and losses in that situation though? So like if let's say you like E Hart takes on like you know what I mean Saga and Loso
hmm
and smokes both of them, but then
hmm
she loses to like you know what I'm saying Vixen or some shit like that. Do you hold the same like weight
Yes,
to
because
those?
Vixen is the bigger name. You lost to the more important person, for lack of a better word.
All right, so if she smoked, let's say E Hart took like you know what I'm saying Gotti and beat Gotti but lost to Vixen. Does now that hold the same weight?
Gotti's over Vixen to me.
Okay.
That's without a doubt.
Well, I agree
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty clear. Yeah.
No, but I think okay. So in the scope of like how Gotti was saying, in the scope of you're doing a Woman of the Year panel and you're discussing female battle rap. Now, I think if it's a situation like you said, you and Geechi is a different high level situation that I don't really even think there was any of those last year, except maybe like Hustle and Verb. And then like how you said, if or if Hustle battles Hitman and Rock this year, I don't even think there was any battles like that last year that had that big of an impact. But a T top battle in the middle of the card for Coffee, I don't know how that's higher weight. Like I get in the grand scheme of things, T top's a bigger conversation, but Vixen's the reigning Woman of the Year, and this is the main event on the marquee female event of last year. That should damn near be considered the biggest battle, if not Vixen versus
C3
Casey,
and
just because it was
Vixen.
on volume.
It
C3
should
and
be, but it's
Vixen.
not seen that way.
Wait, C3 and Vixen wasn't the main event?
Was it not? No
Hell
holds barred
no.
three.
40 and
No.
Casey.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Um,
Still at the
yeah,
top
it's
of the
kind of like
card.
you're going back to your original point, and I'm saying I simply don't agree. I simply feel like T Top. You said it's the bigger conversation, and I feel like that's another word for saying he's bigger. Like I
Yeah,
just
I
think
think
T Top
basically
is
just
bigger
playing
than.
devil's advocate with Greedy and the boss. Only thing they trying because you disagree and they disagree. Just for you know what I mean, just for context, I think all they saying is if that's gonna be the case, then there's no reason to really separate and give the Woman of the Year because like it should be about
Yeah,
female battle rap. You dig what I'm saying? That's what they saying. If female battle rap is not held higher than male versus female battle, then it's like WNBA, NBA. Like just because the Sparks play a fucking a fucking all-star game with some of the dudes or something and they win, that's not gonna mean more than when they play in the championship against another female in the
But that's
WNBA.
beautiful,
But there's
look,
gonna
but
be
beautiful.
that's
all
but
star
hold
games
on. But
though.
Gotti, you
For the
said
males, it's
yourself.
like all-star games though. Like I
Not
don't no
for the
bullshit.
But
The
that's
fans
how.
look at Kings
okay.
versus Queens like an all-star game, not even being
Respectfully,
funny.
no doubt.
But
No
look,
doubt.
but that's the way I feel like that's the way it is. Gotti, you said yourself, I'm not letting no bitch beat me at a battle. Why? You okay with a man
Yeah,
beating you without a woman?
I'm not, but it's niggas who like that'll go up there and be like, oh man, I'm battling a girl. We just having some fun. This is, you know what I mean? I done been in them Kings versus Queens buildings where niggas like, yeah, we just having some fun today. It's just some light. You know what I mean? Like this ain't nobody taking this shit don't count. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
and what you're
Verb.
saying is
niggas is
right,
thinking
Jazz.
like
But
that.
that's like a whole nother
Yeah,
Exactly,
that's kind
but
of
problem.
whack.
I'm
So
talking
for a
about
female, it
you
might
though.
mean more because it's like, nigga, I'm battling Hitman, I'm battling Geechi. I'm finna get this W. But for the
But
niggas, like
I'm talking about you. What you said. You said I'm not letting no bitch beat me in a
that's
battle.
me. But
Right.
then like, but
So
that's
you're
so a
trying to
bat
play
so
devil's advocate when
But even
you held a woman to a different standard. I never heard you say I'm never letting a man beat me in a
I'm not.
battle.
Yo, I'm not letting nobody beat me though. No bitch. I ain't letting no nigga. I ain't letting
but
nobody.
though
Like I'm
even
Geechee Gotti. Fuck you think you
but
talking
look,
to?
Geechee,
You know
going
what I'm
by
saying?
right, going by that theory, right, is even more so why we're gonna count that in Wody if we feel like we're taking the shit so much more serious. Fuck if y'all taking it serious or not,
Yeah,
nigga.
but
We
that's why
taking
a
it
lot of
serious.
men don't battle women because they like feel like, man, what I'm gonna say to a girl like she gonna get hit? Like is she gonna get
Yeah,
graded on the
that's a fact.
curve? You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
they gonna give her a little more leeway because she's saying it to me. Now I gotta go
Hmm.
extra hard in order to win. So now I can't even, you know what I'm saying? Like so then you see, so then when a nigga take it crazy and he body a chick, then it's like, all right, he sat her down or something. But if it's like a debatable, then it's like she won. So a lot of dudes don't be signing up for these events. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
guess
I think
Like
that
an
just
Av.
further
Av don't
proves
do
that
it.
the girls are not held the same standards as men. That's why
and
there is.
that's kind of like what me and DeBoss's broader point is, Jazz, because like I'm not dancing over the fact that T Top's a bigger name than Vixen, but Vixen is more important to female battle rap than T
Right.
Top.
Yeah, she
And then
is.
when you get in it, so when you get into a situation where it's based around the woman and you're making that battle more important than a win over the woman of the year, you're playing right into the they're not held in the same standard and they're not
Exactly.
looked at as high of a level
Yeah,
as the
that's what
men.
they was trying to say the whole time.
My standpoint on this type of thing is kind of different from a lot of people. I do think that women should be held at the same standard, but at the end of the day, they're not. Like it's so many things that can play a factor into it. The number one fact that we don't even have as many the female events. Last year we probably had maybe 4 events, five, maybe five. So
Yeah, the
it's kind of hard to even place the women on the same, regards as the men. And I do think that that's why Kings vs. Queens is such a hit, because the first time it happened, it wasn't a clean sweep by the men like everybody thought. Then the second time it happened, it wasn't a clean sweep by the men like everybody thought. Now, as much as we do want to advocate for the women to be held, with the men, like even Shuni, I think she was in like, they was talking about her in the top 20. I don't know if she made it, but they were still talking about her. I think as much as we want it to happen, it's gonna be a hard. It's gonna be hard for it to happen, just because, like Gotti said, strength of schedule alone. Like there's so many men that's ranked higher than so many women that if you compare, let's take C3. She had 16 battles. Some was probably men, most was probably women, and people thought she should have been Wody because of that alone. Like she was wilding. But then they started talking about the females and or the men that the other women battled. So that put them over her. It wasn't simply just she was battling a lot of girls. A lot of those girls are not ranked higher than a lot of the other people.
yeah, I feel like, strength of schedule. I feel like the criteria, just me personally, for woman of the year, women who are held in high rank in female battle rap and are on the woman of the year rankings or the woman of the year, that should be factored harder into the strength of schedule. And my overall thing is, and I'm gonna just say this and let other people talk. I don't want to go too preachy Gotti here, but it's like I was just talking to Verb yesterday about how, there's a lot of, women get held to a lower standard than male in a lot of physical aspects in life, but those are societal and global norms that have been reinforced and instilled over like thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a culture that's like 20 years old, where we all have the power and, in my eyes, the responsibility to proactively like try to integrate and try to make it a one person thing or genderless sport. because I think y'all can rap with the men. I don't think there's any reason y'all should be held to a different standard.
All right. So with that being said, then we
That was
have to
fire,
treat.
Greedy.
With that being said, then we have to treat these intergender battles as a regular battle and judge them as so with the Woty panel, right?
Facts, yes.
And so we can agree that a Geechi Gotti is bigger than like a Vixen. It don't matter if, or JC even is bigger than a Vixen.
I would put JC and Vixen more of the same tier wise to me. Like if we
No,
been now, I will
no,
agree with
no,
Geechi.
no,
That's so
no.
disrespectful.
The
I ain't
boss,
gonna
you
lie.
can't be serious
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
just
yeah.
I didn't say
No.
skill wise. I'm not talking about skill set.
Nah, I
What
mean,
you talking about?
I mean,
You talking
Vixen
about
is a top.
height?
No, I'm talking about tier. I said tier wise. Vixen is a top tier female, is she not?
yeah,
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
you just said
JC's
don't
a top tier
separate it.
male.
JC's not
JC
a
is
top
a
tier.
top tier male. So we just talked about putting